Johnny.
Tim.
What's up, brother? We're back here in Maui.
Yeah.
It's so good to be back. I love it here. The reason we come to Maui is we do a lot of test riding here, putting together different configurations of Armstrong gear, and when we have other gear to test, we do that as well. And we head over to the North Shore, one of the most miraculous places to test out wings that you hold in the air. In this case, we're going to be talking about A-wings. But it's not only that, we also get to share what we found with other people and have guys tell us what they think. You know, Johnny, I think this is the best place to test it, but we don't just do it here. We're also on Lake Washington in Seattle in intermittent wind conditions and different wave conditions. And then we'll travel down to Mexico, we go to Florida, we go to different places so we can really understand how this equipment's gonna work for you in different configurations. And that's how, those are the inputs that go into our build-a-board configurator on our website.
Yeah, it's really nice to come out here because Maui has a massive range of conditions.
Yeah. From
wind speed to waves. And so, you know, as far as foiling and winging, you have the full spectrum of what you want to do. Some guys like, you know, lighter wind and not so much waves. Other guys like it nuking and they're jumping. So
yeah.
It's a good place because, you know, when you're out here and you spend enough time on the water and with the people that do it, there's just a ton of insight because they're testing all kinds of different wings, all kinds of different foils, all kinds of different conditions. So
yeah, we're hanging out on the beach with those guys and they're like, you know, any latest foils come out, they test it, they can compare it for us. And when we're lucky, we'll grab it and we'll ride that too. And so, you know, it's so great to be here because it really does. We can book time here in Maui. We know we're going to get a lot of time on foil.
Yep.
All right, so in this video, we're going to dig into the A-wing and talk about what wing is the right wing for you for the conditions that you're in. Now, as you can see here, I'm in beautiful Maui. Maui has trade winds. Trade winds are nice and consistent, and so it gives you more flexibility of what wing you might want to go with. We decided to start carrying the A-wings mostly because of it works well in these conditions, but also in the up-down conditions that you see in a lot of other places. If you're in the gorge, you have thermals, but if you're not lucky enough to be in the gorge or a couple other places around the world, you don't necessarily get thermals. And if you don't have trade winds, that means your wind is going to be up and down, and there's some features about the A-wing that make a difference for that. You'll notice on this that it has a really thick leading edge. And this leading edge being that thick and also pumping up to 8 PSI makes it really stiff. And what I mean by stiff is when you're trying to get up and you need to put some pressure into it, see if I can do it for the camera, and you're going through your pump motion, you're not getting a lot of bend. And so if one of the things you want to look at the wings that you get, how much bend is there in this leading edge? If you have really consistent winds, it doesn't matter as much. But if you want to get the performance and be able to get up onto foil more quickly, having that resistance is really important. I also love having the bar here. It's more lightweight than having a boom. Booms are great too. But this allows you, if you're doing a transition and you kind of miss, you can go ahead and grab that bar as you rotate and get it back into position. So when you're coming around, if you're rotating and you're about to miss, you reach the bar, get it there, slide your hand down, and away you go. So if you don't have a boom, you know, regardless of the type of wing that you use, it's really nice having this bar there. It comes in a nice size. And so, you know, those are some of the features, like the handles. They resist pretty well, so when you get overpowered on a wing, a lot of times that bottom end of the wing will kick out like that. So rotation of the handle is pretty important. These hold pretty good. I like the position of them. They always feel natural. And then obviously use this front wing as we go down. So that's why we carry the A-wings. They work really well for us. They jump nicely. They, you know, you don't get any funky feeling on the back. This one's the 3.5, so it's nice and light. The time that you're gonna want a 3.5, and let's say you're around my size, 175, 180, give or take, a 3.5 is great for about 23 miles an hour wind and up. you can probably bend it down to 18. If you look around the beach and other people are on a 4.0, you know you'll be good with a 3.5. And so if you're only gonna get one wing as a one wing quiver to start, that's not the wing for you, because it's probably gonna be a little too small unless you live in a windy place. Now this one, this is the 4.5. So when we go from 3.5 to 4.5, you'll notice that this wing is bigger. So the numbers correlate to the amount of square meters there are in a wing. So in this we go a little bit bigger. This one doesn't happen to have the bar on it, but it fits two. And again, if you're only gonna get one and you decide to go with an Armstrong AWing, the 4.5 is super versatile. It has the power of most other brands 5.0, and when you get overpowered, it spills easily enough. You can go ahead and lift it up, but you still get control and performance so that you can bring it down when you need it. So this is gonna take you from winds anywhere from 18 miles an hour, probably up to 25, 26, you can handle it. And so if you're just starting and you decide you wanna go Armstrong, this AWing 4.5 is a pretty good one wing quiver. There's a lot of upside to that. Now, if you're in a place that's gonna be dipping down and again, that's for a guy who's about 175, 180 pounds. If you are closer to 200 and you're in those winds 18 to 22, you may consider the 5.5. Now, if you're gonna go in light winds, like we had yesterday, this appears to be a massive wing. This is a 6.5. And the 6.5 is gonna take you from getting a ripple on the water. White caps start at about 12 miles an hour. So somewhere around 11 is kind of, you need that to get up unless you're very good at pumping. This is gonna be able to sustain you. And you can really ride it. Yesterday we were out, it was blowing about 11, gusting up to about 23. Perfectly fine, because again, it spills when it's overpowered and you sheet in. And so even though you may have big holes, it still works well for you. And so the 6.5, even though this thing is quite large, as you can see here, it still handles nicely and it rotates well. So again, with the bar, use the bar here to grab it. And again, look at the flex. You would think that as this gets bigger, I would start seeing a lot more flexes because there's just more wing space. It actually stays nice and stiff so you get power. You can jump with this 6.5, no problem. You can do transitions. I was doing wave rides, coming down the wave face, no problem. As you go ahead and turn down, sometimes you'll lift it up and then bring it back down. But it is definitely maneuvers nicely in the air. And again, if you're a big guy, 210, 220, and you want to get going in 15 miles an hour wind, I really suggest you think about the 6.5. The one downside, if you're just learning, 6.5 has larger geometry going from side to side, so you might be a little bit more prone to drag a tip. But big guys, the 6.5 is a money AWing for you. If you're around 200 and you live in a place that is going to be blowing between 15 and 22 and you're a one quiver guy, the 5.5 is probably the right one for you. So regardless, we love the AWings. There's other great wings out there too. We're familiar with most of them. So feel free, give us a call, shoot us an email. Check out our build a board configuration, whether you're a wake foiler, prone foil surfer, winger, kite foiler, it doesn't matter. Send us in, we'll get back to you and help you get set. We sell all of these. We have AWings coming out the kazoo. We're so well stocked on this. If you want one, just drop us a note. We'll ship one out to you. If you have any questions on some of the other brands, let us know. We're gonna be picking up a few other wing brands, handheld wings, and foils in this spring season. You'll see some more content on that. Leave a comment. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much for checking out our video. Take it easy.